But man,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Now I'm about to get ready to get out because I'm starting to get.
Yeah, you brought me back. So, but now you see Alexander. Remember the scrolls of destiny? He had to get this cast scroll of government. And I told you he was Enlil's son.
Enlil's son, yeah. It make hey, everything you saying is starting to make a lot of like a sucker sense, man. How they saying that this dude birthed, so Enlil came down and hit his mama from the back, impregnated her, birthed this nigga so he could be part of the takeover of our land, of conquering the earth. It's part of conquering it. They said they were gonna conquer and
might have been around that time.
Yeah.
But that's when they got the southwestern United States from Mexico in the treaties for the protectorate right. So Mexico was under a Spanish protectorate during that time.
So technically, when we see a whole bunch of Mexicans in Texas and these areas you name, they really was already there. Some of them was already there. They're not.
Yeah.
Man,
they calling them illegal aliens.
Yeah,
who's got the blood right to the land, and that's why they keep coming home.
Dang, that's crazy.
Okay,
go ahead.
Let's move on. Okay, so now they didn't made their trek across the land. You see how it is now? Yeah. It includes all that land that we was talking about.
Yeah.
Right. You see that on the right side, it looked like stair steps going up.
Yeah.
The Rocky Mountains is the natural separation right there.
Yeah. Look how it was all the way up there. Damn near almost. That's all California pretty much. And then some of like Oregon and like Utah, some of Utah. Yeah. Texas. Yeah.
You can side by side compare it to a modern American map. Now remember, the blue part, now look at it, the United States of America, and cross the Appalachians and move to the Rockies. Right? Now they back against the Rockies. They got the Mexicans over the hills from them. And this is the Mexican-American War. This is the American invasion to wrestle. The English want to wrestle the country from the Spaniards.
Dang, that's crazy, bro. Right there, too.
Okay, now, by treaty, this is what they annexed from them. Annex means that you hold part of the treaty back until certain conditions is met. Now, Mexico is just as oil rich as Saudi Arabia damn near. Let's pull up Mexico oil reserve.
Okay, let's get them.
Mexico don't nobody need to be poor in Mexico. When I get done showing you what I'm about to show you, nobody in Mexico should be poor.
Man, crack. Hey, somebody say Rod Hayes get these niggas, man. Look at the oil reserve. Damn.
Go to the main page so it can tell you how much they got.
Oh, look. What? Fortune. What? Black gold. Real quick. So they got 50. Magnitude.
Go back to the main page because we want to see.
Okay, let me go back.
Okay, go to all at the top.
I got you. Let me get this out of the way. It says 58 billion barrels.
5.8 billion barrels.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
Okay, what it say in 2021? Crude oil reserve in Mexico amounted to 5.8 billion barrels, a decrease of 50% From the 10.5 billion barrels reported in 2009, Mexico is the second largest crude oil producer in Latin America, ranking behind Brazil.
Damn.
Why they po? That ain't
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Go ahead. Get these niggas right.
Right. So pull up Mexican mineral wealth.
Mexico is amongst the world's largest producer of all silver, copper, gold, lead, zinc, natural gas, and wood. Other minerals such as mercury, cadmium, anonymous, magnesium, iron, and coal, and also are found.
Okay, now look, before you go any further, see the dark print?
So, amongst the world's largest producers of all silver, copper, gold, lead, zinc, natural gas.
So again, why is they leaving Mexico to come up here for a fucking job?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Now, all the same, pull up Texas oil production. This would have been Mexico wealth too, had America not annexed Texas.
Crude oil, 15,000.
15 point.
Okay, it's a point.
612 million barrels.
Damn. That's why Texas is one of the richest states up in the United States. It's more billionaires in Texas than anywhere.
Right. Now watch this.
Yeah.
This oil is not traded on the open market. The American military buy all American made oil for the National Reserve.
Uh-huh.
All of this oil they've been buying it from the producers or the producers. They've been buying the oil and they've been saving it for critical times. Yeah. In case, because remember, they defeated Japan by cutting off their fuel supply.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what made the Japanese become kamikaze or wind warriors, flying their planes into the boats.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. So, they stealing the wealth from Mexico. Somebody. Right. So the people not getting they all of this is belong to the people of Mexico.
Hey, there's a connection between, because when Madrid took over, because he was in connection with Bush and them, and Bush and them was connected with the Rockefellers, and the Rockefellers, John D. Rockefeller was the all Standard Oil, and they was down there in Mexico drilling for oil, Standard Oil. That's John D. Rockefeller now.
Now watch this. Put in Arizona oil wealth.
Oh shit. Somebody say, shit.
All of this came on the heels of the Louisiana Purchase.
All right. Oh yeah. Texas is the richest. Okay, hold up. What does it say right here?
Okay, it said they don't have an oil reserve.
Okay. No proof.
Or natural gas reserve. Okay, so put in New Mexico.
Yeah, they have collected 7.8 billion. Project in states off. Search Mexico.
It said the state accounted for more than 11% of total U.S. crude oil production.
What? That's a big number though. 10% is a big ass number. That's a big ass number.
Yeah.
That's like 100,000 out of a million.
Yeah, look at the number. Crude oil. 3.365 million barrels. That's 3.365 billion barrels of crude from New Mexico. Now remember, this all revenue that Mexico as a nation would have had they not annexed this. Now let's look at Nevada and California to see how much wealth is being stolen by the organic people from Mexico proper.
It says they 15 small oil fields in the 3 areas of state. All right, hold up. So it says Nevada.
It's not significant. Okay, now California.
All right, we got you. But that's still a lot. The 10% just alone in New Mexico.
Yeah, now that didn't even count what they getting as Mexico and what they would be getting if Texas was still Mexico.
1.8 million barrels is coming from California every day. Oh, it's consumed every day. Hold up. Damn, that's a lot of. Oh, this. Oh, and California has having now. Oh, well,
the question is, if they producing this much gas fuel in California, why is their gas prices so much higher on the West Coast?
Exactly. That's a good question.
All right, now, so we know that somebody's stealing money from Mexico. They use the treaties to annex California, Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, and Texas from Mexico. Texas became the Lone Star State. It's the only state that doesn't need congressional approval to sever from the Union. So the state of California, the state of Texas, if it decided to secede from the United States, can form itself up into many as 5 different independent nations. This is all in a treaty arrangement. Right? So now Texas got representatives in the Senate and Congress because they became a state. The same as with New Mexico, Arizona, California, and Nevada. Now, all of these people that they calling the illegals, this is what they stealing from them proper.
Fire, man.
So when we talk about the Indigenous Rights Act and reclaiming the wealth of the land, reparations is pocket change. It's a distraction. Because we got full right to the mineral wealth of the earth, according to the motherline coming out of Big Mama house. Right? The coal and the gold. So in this case, liquid coal, which is oil.
That's right.
Right? So when you're looking at people in poverty, don't think that their nation is poor because the people in poverty. Just realize that somebody's stealing the money at the top and not sharing the wealth with the people from the land. And the people need to be in the outrage. But the people are so busy trying to make their day-to-day life that the harder the taskmaster and the more oppressed they keep them, the less they can see their way out of the oppression. The guy, put his name in your Google. I want people to see who he is. His name is Emilio, Amilio Zapata, Zapa.
I got him. Yeah. We got his head right here.
This is the Marcus Garvey of Mexico.
Oh, yeah. I did a movie about this dude.
They don't like us talking about him.
Let me blow him up.
Click the first picture. That's the one I like of him with the big Garvey mustache.
I got you. Let me get him out there. Let me get him. Right there.
He
look like Pablo S. He look like that dude. What's that one name? Not Pablo. Yeah, the other one that was working for Pablo. That they kept on arresting. The feds kept on arresting. He broke out. Not Gustavo. What's that dude name? Somebody drop in the chat. They know who I'm talking about. The one that was moving in the underground. Let me get him pulled up, right? Damn, what the hell just happened?
You were just in there.
Yeah, I'm like right here. I got it right here. Boom. I got a bigger hard drive on the way, so I'm gonna have this all neater. So and I'm gonna have all your folders, every class we do saved up. Right, so, okay, where is it at? Boom, I got them right here. Oh yeah.
So Emilio's a
Chapo, yeah, Chapo, that's his name. Chapo. He look like El Chapo.
No, he don't look like El Chapo.
Yeah, darker though. He got the black. He got some black in him or whatever. A dark skin.
He was probably about my complexion. But listen, his name Emilio Zapata. We need to know about him.
Okay, go ahead.
Emilio Zapata was the freedom fighter that influenced Che Guevara. He influenced, well, he told Pablo Escobar what to do. Not Pablo Escobar, the famous Mexican
Pancho Villa.
Pancho Villa. This who gave him orders.
Okay.
Pancho Villa didn't like him. But the people knew that this man right here was the one with the solution to the national problem. So he got sold out by Pancho Villa for a movie career. Right? So Pancho Villa was flirting with the president of Mexico, trying to fight for liberation. And they came to him first. So they wanted him to give them Pancho Villa, and he wouldn't give them shit. Because he's looking at Pancho Villa as a valuable asset to the liberation of the people. Right? So Pancho Villa not looking at it the same way as Emilio. He's looking for self-aggrandizement. He want to be a celebrity. So when he that's what ended up getting him hit by the military, because Pablo was, I mean, not Pablo, I keep calling him Pablo, but he was willing to negotiate with the El Politico, the political figures of the country that was setting up a legal fiction. Emilio Zapata was against it. Now, the thing about this, put in, go back to the search engine, because the Zapatista, Zappatista,
all together.
Yep.
Right here.
And Panthers. This was an alliance made coming from Tupac.
This black flag with the red flag.
No. What it's gonna be, it's gonna say Zapatista, and it's gonna say Panthers, one union. It's gonna have both of their logos gonna be tied together.
You see this book right here?
I don't see it.
Okay. You don't see it on here at all. Okay, all right, let's try that. Oh shit, that's okay. I see what's going on. Hold up. Let's try that. Okay, this might be.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, let me save it and blow it up for you real quick. Where is it? Yeah, I ain't even never seen on nothing like this. This is my first time seeing this. The Mexicans and the Panthers going in. That's kind of like
you gotta realize these Tupac people,
Mongolians.
Both lands is Tupac relatives.
Go ahead.
See what they say, Zampantera?
Yeah.
Right. So Zapatismo, Black Panther Party. Right? Scroll down to the bottom. You see that handshake?
Yeah. 2000.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's when they made the treaty together to get the imposters off the land.
It's fire.
So you need to know this stuff so y'all know that when I be telling y'all, we've been working behind the scenes trying to get this shit unified at the top so we can tell the grassroots what's going on. Hey, now I'm telling the grassroots and I'm showing the receipts.
After that modern calendar date they come out with, the November 2012 thing, when it says that the world gonna end, it's really.
I think it was one day before the discovery of the Higgs boson. I think it was like December 20-something.
Okay, I know there was somebody was saying in 2012. They would say, "Oh, it's gonna happen in 2012."
That was the Mayan calendar came to an end to close the age out. It just started all over. They talking about what the Mayan calendar gonna do. Y2K ass shit. It just start the fuck over at the close of the age and reset automatic.
That's right. This shit powerful right here, man. I ain't never seen this right here. I ain't even know the Black Panthers connected with another Brown family.
You want to know who else they connected with? Put in Weather Underground. Watch these billies.
Okay, let's do it. Weather Underground.
This is why I tell y'all I don't get into that skin-based shit, because these motherfuckers was fighting and going to prison for us, trying to help us out of a condition. They ain't even have to be in our business, but they was out there.
You see the I see the symbol like the W.
Yeah. You see that wanted picture, that wanted poster with the 3 people?
Yeah,
them was
right
the
here.
leaders.
Right here.
Yeah. Them was the leaders. They was all had affiliations with the Black Liberation Army.
Uh-huh.
Right. Then another group we had an allegiance with, I can't think of the name of that motherfucking group. Right. So this was the wanted poster for the Weather Underground. They was leading the underground resistance in the Midwest. They was coming off of a college campus. I don't know if it was the University of Michigan or Michigan State, but they was broadcasting. They had an underground radio station. Back then, instead of hacking onto somebody's social media, you would go and create you a radio station that carries so many blocks, and then you had your little own broadcast. Right, this is what they was doing.
So Malcolm X was doing too. Malcolm X was doing it.
Right, because they understand the power of using the radio back then is like the internet now.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Okay, now, go to
They got a couple more slides too on this thing too. You ain't go over like these like I don't know if it's like you was go over these or not. Like
yeah, because these is castles they converted into prisons. This is where we was going next, because how do you hide a castle from the people who belong in the castle?
Right, turn it into a prison. That makes a lot of sense.
Turn it into a prison. This is a castle that was converted into a prison in 1866.
Wow, that's crazy.
Okay, let's go. Keep going. You might as well go in a row. This is Marquette Prison in upstate Michigan, right? This is supposed to have been built in the 1800s, but you can clearly see that this is around 1300s architecture. The only thing is new is the shingles. They used to be on the top ceramic roof tiles.
Yeah, you can
tell. They took the ceramic roof tiles off, and then they put modernized roofing on here. Probably had leaks or something because it's old as hell.
Yeah, you can tell the brick style laying, the style of how they laid the bricks. If you study architect, you can tell it's like at least between 13 and 1400s.
Okay, let's look at the next one.
All right.
So they turning our prisons in jail. So what do you think they got in store for the royalty on the land?
Right.
Which prison? Okay, which prison? Joliet Correctional Facility. This is a prison, and it was a castle. You could tell it's clearly a castle.
Yeah.
But they converted it into a prison. Joliet Correctional Facility. Go to the next
one. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure which one this is. But this is another one of the castles they converted into a prison.
That's a big ass castle.
It's a big ass prison.
Damn.
Everything we built for good, they use for our demise. We got to use.
And that's in Philadelphia.
That's
like our stronghold. This was a stronghold for the Moors.
No, fuck the Moors ain't got nothing to do with this. What we talking about now? But wasn't no such thing as a Moor when this was going on.
Okay. So when we built this, around the time we built it, we can say natives. We can say natives for people that don't like the word.
Yeah, because that's who built this shit. That's why there's no records of no slaves building none of these castles. Yeah.
This right here shit is real old, man. You can't tell me this shit ain't at least.
That's why conveniently they conveniently keep saying everything is built in the early 1900s after slavery, right? But there's no record of a workforce the size it required building this village. They would have a whole village nearby.
Yeah.
This shit old as hell.
This shit
okay, let's go to the next one.
At least 1200s. Okay. I think that was the last one. Besides the ones that I had already had for you laid out. This prison. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. All right. So, could you break down the prison that Bob and Larry Hoover them at? Because it's built like some kind of the Florence. See how it's built like a triangle? It's got to be some kind of alchemy, and then they underground and shit.
Listen, I tried to go there in the Astros, right? It's the most dark and gloomiest shit you can imagine. I couldn't even get through. I couldn't even get through the conjure they got around that motherfucker, and it's all dark.
Yeah, this shit is deep right here. There's two triangles. Actually, they got 3 pyramids shaped right here.
Yeah, most of the modern prisons is built like an X, look like an X from the air. Right. Pull up Ionia Bellamy Creek.
All right, spell that for me.
IONIA. New word. BELLAMY. There you go.
I got it right there. All right, let me save this. Oh yeah, you finna. Hey, you going in, brother? Hey, y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man. We're gonna show you brother some love. We dropping his Cash App in the links every 5 minutes.
These modern prisons like this one I'm finna show you was designed to be able to drop bombs from the air and know exactly where you hit.
What? Hold on, let me pull that joint up, man. Oh, I just hit it right here. Here we go.
See all of them,
like
the ones shaped like a Y?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of those is what you call the dorms. That's where the inmates sleep at.
It's damn sure some kind of alchemy going on there, bro.
You can see it.
They got 4 Ys in an octagon. Then they got like a circle in the middle. It's there. It's automatic alchemy when you start drawing pentagrams. I mean, when you start drawing like your rulings. These are rulings. Listen
to the word. What they trying to do to the people in there?
Ruin them.
Yep.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. Look at this shit. And it might be some sexual type alchemy too. The way it's shaped, like with the Y, you know, the Y chromosome. That's the male chromosome. The Y. So it could be like some kind of This right here is deep, right here, man. I'm about to look at this.
That's so they know which buildings they hit from the sky, though.
That's right. They hit the building with the Y. Hit the Y buildings.
Yeah.
Because that's where the inmates hit. So I don't want to say it because they don't want to say that, but I caught what you just said though.
So when they lock all the inmates up, you see the square buildings.
Yeah,
that's where the officer's supposed to report to. So in the national crisis where they have to get rid of the inmate population, they sound the alarm for emergency count, lock all of the inmates in, and then all of the officers will be seen running into the square buildings. And then not long after that, that's when they come through for their airstrike.
And they can run right here in this area right here.
That's for a heliport.
Oh, okay. To get them out of there.
Well, yeah, it depends on what they want to do with them. They go back after the bombing and get survivors. They helivac them to wherever they're going to imprison them after that. But that was an old plan that was scrapped under this new incoming system. Okay, now.
Oh yeah, what about Alcatraz, man? I got that one up there too for you.
Pull it up. Let's look at Alcatraz. Alcatraz is obviously a castle off the coast off the bay.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, let me get a better picture. Oh yeah. It's definitely a castle, man. I got a whole bunch of them up here too. These castles that's turning into prisons.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Alcatraz right here. Yeah, you can tell that was a fort. It was a fort.
Mm-hmm. That's what they said. They may turn the military base into a prison, but you got to remember, they're still old as fuck.
Yeah.
Right. So they might say it was a military base, but when did it become the military base is the question.
Yeah.
Because it was probably one of our castles, and we probably had this one where we boat across. When we went to war, we took our whole family, dropped kids off in the South. When we say drop the kids off in the South, we mean from the Texas, Louisiana border all the way into Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we was dropping kids off with Big Mama. That's why all of the plantations had all of the different mixes of kids, because we was coming from all tribes. Right. So this is how they filtered us out. and merged in the Mongolian Hun hybrids that they had, and they was using the servants and passed them off as us to sign treaties.
Yeah, that make a lot of sense now. That make a lot of sense.
Right. So
like all of us
Lois and Clark is going to assess the lay of the land. We gotta remember they went on that expedition because of the Louisiana Purchase.
Uh-huh.
When they get to Louisiana Purchase, they get a land report from the French.
Uh-huh.
From the French land report, they know that all of the people from the land went southeast.
Uh-huh.
We going to fight guerrilla wars. When you understand it clearly, you're going to clearly see what he is telling you is how we supposed to respond to the end. Now the contract is up. His civics takes the next level. It goes from teaching you what civics is to now how to implement your jurisdiction using the civics outline. Right? Because now we no longer under the contract. He don't have to teach us how to navigate the contract. Remember I said Noble Drew Ali was doing two things at the same time. He was showing us how to overthrow the jurisdiction, but he was also teaching us how to navigate the contract until the time comes where we know how to run government. Now we can run this shit out the government. We know how to run this shit now. Because all we got to do is put the power where it's supposed to be. Every mayor is supposed to be a woman. That's why the position is called mayor. Mayor is a female horse. It's the town mothers that's called mayors.
Yeah, so they flipped it. They took our matriarchal society and flipped it to a patriarchal.
Everywhere where the women had power, they put me in there.
And I know you go over this question a lot. You answer this a lot. Why is the music industry how it is today? But if you want to drop it for, you can.
Go ahead with the rest of it. It's drugs, what?
Oh, drugs, killing, etc. Oh, it ain't showing you the whole questions?
So the music industry is how it is today because it was created by the same people that was overthrowing our system, that was occupying our land. When you go back, it's a movie on YouTube about the origins of Hollywood. You'll see the double head Scottish Rite flag being marched down Hollywood streets when it was a dirt road.
Word.
Because they the ones who created Hollywood. Hollywood is a mass mind control mechanism.
For sure. The holly tree is like that's what they use for wands. So they
Magic
just cast the spells. They casting spells all day.
That big old castle that used to be Disney, that was what we called the big house. That shit wasn't built in the 1900s. Nobody used that construction style in the 1900s.
It's like
that's what we call it in modern times, old Gothic construction. They don't use that. They haven't used that construction style at least since the 1000 AD mark. So the castle of Disneyland had to be there at the soonest it could have been built is around the year 1000 AD. So it's at least 1,000 years old. We all left the big house to come fight the Seminole Wars. That's why it was empty when they got there.
Wow.
Most of us don't know. I did a whole video showing the castles on the land. Most of them they turned into prisons.
Because they already had the walls.
Yeah. They put the bars up later.
Wow.
They used to be living quarters. Right? And
the live will be saved. The live will be saved.
Mm-hmm. So it goes back to they burned our cities, they flooded cities out, they sunk cities under lakes. All that's just to keep us from knowing who the fuck we is and asserting our rights to the land and nullifying the unum sanctum decree.
Penitentiary. Yeah, that etymology, breaking down words is crazy. Once I got tapped into that, you stop calling yourself smart. Stop calling, you know what I'm saying? It's like they really flipping everything. They really flipping everything. Got us out here casting spells on ourselves. This one just says they discontinued the show because they found the information on Bobby Hemmett speaking on Lovecraft.
That's totally possible because Lovecraft and American Gods got a lot of information in it. Mm-hmm. And Bobby Hemmett wasn't no slouch. He was putting all of the pieces together. Mm-hmm. When he got a clip.
And with American Gods, you saw they kicked Buddy off. Orlando. They clicked him off and started dropping too much.
That's because of the character that he played. That's the worst motherfucker. That's the nigga that's gonna be telling y'all how to get y'all shit back. They didn't want that character portrayed from that level of self-control, clear, cognizant thought, and deliver such a potent message in media. It's a movie with Cicely Tyson and I think Robin Gibbons. Robin Gibbons tell her that she just don't want to be black, so she try to claim she Indian.
I know which movie you're talking about.
She ad-libbed her response.
She ad-libbed it?
Yep. That was spontaneous. That wasn't in the original script. She stood up and she said, "Look at me. My father was full-blooded Iroquois."
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then she went to give another family's message. She also ad-libbed the tail end of that family reunion movie done by Tyler Perry.
Mm.
You got to listen to it. That's a bad motherfucker.
I got to go back and watch it. I got to go. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, too, she looks just like, my mom looks just like Cicely Tyson.
Cicely Tyson was a Iroquois high priestess.
Mm. Now, where the Iroquois? That's like Northeast, right?
Well, it's hard to say now because everybody went to fight in the Seminole Wars.
Mm.
So we all got mixed up. That's why they called us Seminoles, because all of the tribes was mixed down there. You got motherfuckers from the Tonga Islands, from the Polynesian Islands, from Venezuela, from Brazil, all the way from Canada, from Alaska, the Inuits, all sending people to fight the Seminole Wars.
Mm.
We had so much concentrated force in Florida. When they did the Louisiana Purchase, Lewis and Clark Expedition declared the land as being abandoned. That's what made them institute squatters' rights under the Protectorate Agreement in order to occupy the land until the rightful heirs reclaimed it. That's what they did. That's what that's what the whole story is about, Lois and Clark.
Damn.
Which is also the story of Superman and Lois, because his name is Clark Kent.
Lois Lane.
Lois and Clark.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now look, Lois is the lane. That's the road, the path. Clark is the Kent. Kent is the bank. Right? The bank name is actually Old Kent Bank.
Mm.
But he ain't the rightful heir because he's not one of the Earthborn. Go back and review the story again. It got a different meaning.
That's wild.
I love me some Chief Warhorse.
I was about to say Chief Warhorse is that guy.
Yeah, her. She ain't for no games.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking about? Nothing. Go ahead. I know you're talking about though.
Yeah, she got the
details in.
Right, because she started telling you about the paper genocide with the with the Trail of Tears and the Dawes Road Indians that they used to replace us on the reservations.
Mm. Okay, can you see this one? Nah, you probably can't. I'm gonna read it to you.
What about when the solar flares happens?
Won't everything be destroyed anyways? What's the point in saving the system? Even
Don't look, everything not gonna be destroyed.
you
The
up the
solar flares is activating what was considered as junk DNA. The data was blocked out by a light lock. As we reclaim Earth, the light lock breaks free to allow the higher UVB rays to come in and activate the junk DNA, which will restore. Some of us will get total recall. I don't have total recall yet, but I got recall like a motherfucker. It's just not total recall.
That's wild. Okay, so this was him and Dr. G's last line. Okay,
I'm gonna tell y'all who is breaking down the solar rays. And y'all can tag him in the video. Is Kalai. Brother Kalai is the one who is explaining the UVB rays. I got a video on YouTube where he go through all of that, and then I show him the mysticism from ancient Kemet that ties to what he's talking about.
Mm.
Right. So, to find more about the UVB rays, right? Kalai is the right. That's what Big Mama got him doing.
You know what's crazy about that? I was on the live where you was just going off, and you was like, Big Mama told me I need to get in contact with somebody named Kalai. And I was like, I was already watching Kalai's page, so I was like, let me send him this guy. Like, it's just
it was Amun Ra.
Mm.
And everybody started tagging him, and he ain't know what was going on.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah,
but it took a minute for him to observe where I was coming from before he would communicate back.
Mm.
Right. But once we talked,
tapped into 5D.
Yeah. So once he seen where I was coming from, then he was like, "Oh, I need to talk to this brother." And then Uncle Shiz hooked it up where we could have a conversation, because a lot of people was trying to, that internet motherfucking social media fake beef shit. When motherfucker say he beefing with you, and then he tell you you beefing with him, and y'all, neither one of y'all don't know it. I didn't know we were supposed to be beefing. So the only way that I could, right. So the best thing to do as a man is have a conversation with another man to find out if y'all really beefing.
Mm-hmm.
And when we had the conversation, he, went through the sun, melanin connection with the UVBs and all of this, the solar flares, the effect on the earth. And I got a video from a couple years ago where I'm talking about all of the Egyptian description of everything he was talking about. And so when he got done, I say, if you don't mind, I'd like to go over what you were saying and show him how it ties into the metaphysics of Egypt. So then I went over it, and then we started having a conversation. But that's where we was chopping the game up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So y'all follow that brother Kalai, because he on point with the UVB rays and whatnot. He that's what he do.
And he really about it though too. He be walking up on police officers like he ain't got no fear in his heart.
No, look, only reason I don't do that, because I'm a little bit more extreme than he is by nature.
Mm-hmm.
If I walk up on them motherfuckers, it's not gonna turn out as smooth. We're gonna have a whole different conversation, and they not gonna like it, and I'm not gonna give a fuck, which is gonna make the situation worse. Mm-hmm. His self-control level is to the point where he can go confront them like that and talk to them like that. My self-control level, is if I want to stay away from the motherfuckers before I give it to them.
That's because you're a Scorpio, fam. That's how we get. We don't show no emotion because if we do, it's about to go the fuck up.
Yeah.
We nonchalant because if the emotions do come to the top, it's a wrap for you.
They asked about the Joe Biden Bible at the swearing
Inauguration, whatever.
Yeah, that was actually not a Bible, but a family grimoire.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been a grimoire / Bible, but it's a family grimoire. So whatever family his allegiance is to, that's whose book that was.
Mm. Yeah, that's what they were saying was a family Bible, but make that connection with the grimoire. Let's keep that one out of here. All right, so Paige again. She said Rod and Taj need to do another live because Taj agrees with you, Rod, but he still told them to address the living man or woman because they can rebut an oral declaration despite us needing to go back to it. Okay, so they can rebut just us orally declaring whatever we want to declare, despite us needing to go back to our oral traditions.
Okay. Well, we got to get Taj a chance to finish digesting the Indigenous Rights Act because once he do, they surrendered. They tapped out. That's the note on the table that the hooker leaves saying or that you leave the hooker when you say here's $20. Right. So they're like, here go your shit back. We leaving. Good knowing you. It was nice occupying your territory. Soon as y'all figure out who y'all is, y'all already back in charge. So the Indigenous Rights Act. So he's still going over that information that's been presented to him on the new. He got to have a chance to digest it in order to finish giving the instructions. Right. And when he's talking about the flesh and blood living man that you need to talk to, you can't talk to that motherfucker because he hiding. He hiding. He don't want to be seen. He hiding. So you can't address him. I can't walk up to that motherfucker and put his ass on notice in his face, like what she's talking about, right? Because he's gonna hide, and he's gonna put a whole bunch of people in front of him as decoys. And this is why we had to go about it by exercising the blood rights and the hereditary rights to reclaim the land and restore the land. Right. So when they left us the note, yeah, it was nice fucking over y'all, but y'all probably didn't know that all of these things belong to you already. We just telling you right here because we on our way out the door. That's what the Indigenous Rights Acts are. It's the cessation or the secession or the ceding of the position by the imposters and the invaders to the rightful jurisdiction. So now we just have to exercise our oral traditional jurisdiction. Right. But as he goes over the paperwork, you will see that his instructions will start to be more specific. And then he gonna get to the point where he gonna say, this the nigga right here you need to be confronting. And whoever that nigga is probably got on the ship some goddamn wearing dip.
Got on up out of here.
But Paige Flowers, she on top of it. She know exactly what I'm talking about. And she done been at war with the Dirty Moors too, so.
Oh, word.
Yeah. So and she got audio of the motherfucker telling her about the bodies they buried.
What?
Man, look here. Them sisters, when they get the information and act on it, it ain't the same as me acting on it. I'm just gonna point you to them. They gonna make them motherfuckers confess.
It's a whole different breed.
Yeah, and she ain't for no games.
Nah, I caught y'all live y'all did together.
Yeah, she bought her business. When she ain't, when we first did that live, the first live we did together, she didn't know what I was talking about. You know what she did? She went behind me to double check. And she just flat out came back up and she was like, look, I might not agree with everything the brother say, but this part right here, he knew exactly what he talking about. And then she go back because this is this and this is this and this happened and this happened and these motherfuckers did this and these motherfuckers did that and I see it right here just like you see it. Right? So ain't nobody supposed to be 100% right. That's why we read the error when we understand in wisdom.
Right.
Right? Because you're going to make errors. So the error in the law of efficiency applied is telling you something on a Freudian slip.
Right.
Right. And that's how you see beyond what's on the surface. Like, let's say it's 10 of us outside in the front porch and we all talking about dogs. Right? All of a sudden, one of us in the middle of talking about a dog say we need to duck the shotgun. Nigga, look for this nigga coming with the shotgun. Because we probably gonna hear the dogs bark right before he show itself. The Freudian slip just told us he was coming. That's an example of how it worked. We weren't talking about shotguns, we was talking about dogs. But the Freudian slip was worrying about the shotgun. It could have been a dog named Shotgun, but he didn't make that clear to everybody in the circle.
Right.
Right? So now we looking for the shotgun. Lo and behold, here come a motherfucker coming through the motherfucking between the houses with a shotgun. And now we all ready because we read the error as a message. Right. What's this? What part does the Galactic Council play in
our liberation?
If we don't do our part, they ain't gonna play no part.
Get back, get back, get back.
Right? But if we do our part, they're gonna make sure that it's enforced from a galactic perspective.
Right. How bad, famo? This you let the cat out the back door. This man and caught a rat and broke his neck. I gotta take him out. This little guy gone.
The cat caught a rat.
Hey. That must be some type of sign, huh?
Hey, yeah, definitely a sign. What color is your cat?
Black.
Okay.
There you go. You had him outside? Yeah, she was in here panicking, that's why.
Well, you know, women don't really care for them rodents too much.
Right.
Unless they grow up playing with them as part of their, you know, their culture.
Mm-hmm. Let me go ahead and wash these hands real quick. Right. Somebody. Now I'm gonna be thinking about that shit all night. Cause the other day, my bad, maybe you can't hear, because the other day I got another sign from Spirit. Like Hawks is one of my totems. And I see him everywhere I go. And the other day I'm driving down the road and a hawk swooped in front of the car with a rabbit. He didn't caught a rabbit. And he, like, Rob, when I tell you I had to brake because I was about to hit the hawk and the rabbit, like, dead ass I had to brake. And I'm like, okay. That's God telling me it's time to strike. It's time to do what I'm supposed to be doing. But, man, these little messages be coming now. As soon as you tap in, it's like they come nonstop.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing. Everything is a message, but we don't read everything as a message.
Mm-hmm. That's real. Ain't no coincidences. I see it in everything now to the point where I be feeling like paranoid. I be like, come on now, you can't think of everything. Got to be symbolism.
Well, stop telling yourself that, because that's where the paranoia comes from. If you go back to Elijah Muhammad said there's been thousands and thousands and thousands of signs. This shit is about to be a wrap. Elijah Muhammad said that back in the 60s. Right? So how many more signs has been given to us since then? So it's a lot of signs that we haven't been reading. We just been letting them go past, trying to fit into the society that was designed to oppress us.
Yep, put a cage on my mind, basically. Because once I removed that prison of a thought process, then I'm able to really tap in and allow that to become a part of my intuition. But sometimes, you know, like I said, because I'm like, damn, that can't be a sign. Because like literally, it's like all day numbers. On top of that, it's like numbers to the point where I don't even look up the meaning of numbers anymore because I know them all by heart.
So that's when you start using numerology